Hello viewers, I'm going to need two favours from you for this video. First, please hear me out. I know this subject title is going to rock some of you out of the boat, so please be patient with me and hear me through. And second, I need you to engage a mindset shift if you want to get this concept to work. You need to unlearn what you've learned in the world of technical analysis. This is moving it on to the next level. It's looking for the edge that we're all seeking. It's the smart thinking side of trading you need to deploy. So Renko plus time, I believe, is the new candlestick chart for the future, and I'm going to show you why. So firstly, a bit of a backstory. As some of you, or most of you might know, Renko charts originally were designed with no time involved. They're purely a price movement based chart, along with things like point and figure, Kagi, line break, those type of chart types. But in the last 10 years, I'd say, as technology has really progressed, by accident and sort of default, time has been introduced into the Renko chart. Just pull up any chart and you'll see on the axis time going along the bottom of a Renko chart, and that in itself has created, like I said, by accident, a new edge. And I've taken that idea, the Renko plus the time, and studied it for many years to trade very successfully over the years and turn it into its own sort of trading ecosphere, you might like to call it, based just on this accidental change by adding in time to the charts. Now, where do the candlesticks come in to play? Well, by using just a few tweaks and adjustments, you can get similar behavior to a candlestick chart. Mostly I would say if you tweak the time frames and get the right block sizes on your Renko chart, then you've got a much cleaner chart than the candlestick. You don't have to worry about all those patterns, the sort of just jumbleness that a candlestick chart can show you. Yes, you could maybe move to Heikin-Ashi to improve that, but still that has its disadvantages. And I think the Renko gives really clean trends, really clean turning points, and when you've introduced time, you can add all those Western, call them Western tools, indicators on top, whether that's Bollinger Bands, stochastics, whatever it is, trend lines, drawing the same rules apply. You get heads and shoulders, you get double bottoms, treble tops, that it's all in there, but it is so much cleaner, it's easier to test. And yeah, I'm going to hear you saying, well, what about repainting? This is where the mindset shift comes in. Think of the Renko chart with time as a new type of candlestick chart. I would say, when you're trading your candlestick chart, you wait for the close and the candlestick chart is there, then you execute on it. It's the same with the Renko chart. So if you've got it to a 1 minute Renko chart, wait for the 1 minute to complete, and then you'll go, well, sometimes inside that 1 minute window, the price doesn't paint properly, disappears, and I've gone into a trade and I shouldn't have. Well, it's the same sort of thing as a candlestick chart as well, because if you don't wait for the 1 minute close, that you can see that on the chart, but you can still go in as it goes through your price entry point and then pull back straight away. So it's no different. This is what I mean about the mindset shift. You've got to shift the brain cells into thinking slightly different. Think of it like a candlestick chart. You can do all the same things on there as you could with a candlestick chart, but you're in the clean, noiseless world of Renko. There are, if you follow my other material, ways around of improving what a lot of you call the repainting issue, but I see that in itself as an advantage, an edge that you can use that most of the world using all the other chart types can't get access to. So for me, you know, it's quite clear cut that the new Renko chart, Renko plus time, is definitely a way forward to give you a different edge in, you know, to trade like a candlestick chart or a bar chart or a Heikin Ashi chart, but you know, with that cleanliness built in. So that's the logic behind it. I'm just going to take you through a few examples now just to sort of cement the idea. So in the first example here, I want to show you how block size affects the time that you're looking at and the granularity of the Renko chart. So the low time frame gives you more granularity, but as you can see on here, I've got 3 different sizes here for WTI crude oil, and note down the bottom the time period. So if we scroll that one back, we've really got to pull it all the way back to about there to cover what the middle chart, the 0.2, that's 20 cents block size compared to a 5 cents block size, would cover. So you can see a lot more granularity in the price action compared to the smoother, longer term 20 cents. And then right on the right hand side, we've got a 40 cents one, and you can see if we pull back June what that does to the data. You've got even less blocks there. You've got this nice uptrend. It's more definitive, but you're going to get less signals, so that's for a long term. But the important thing also is the time. Remember, it's 1 minute, so each one of these blocks updates for 1 minute. So with 5 cents, you're going to get lots of little blocks. So it's almost like creating waves, you know, like the cycle theory in technical analysis. It's like creating waves inside waves by utilizing the block size and time together. Now, moving on from that, I just want to show you how you can change the time, keeping these block sizes. Let's stick with the 0.05 block size and show you how changing the time affects things. So all I've done here is I've changed the time frame. So the first one on the left is a 1 minute, then we got 15 minute, then we got 3 hour. Now let's take a look at what's happened to that. We've got about half a day's trading here in WTI. You can see the lower time frame, lower block size, lots more granularity, so probably very similar to, you know, a scalping type candlestick chart. We've moved it to 15 minutes, and notice how, you know, there's less noise because they're updating every 15 minutes. So you've got to wait for things, you know, to go through that 15-minute period to, you know, cement themselves, these blocks, as, you know, the Renko blocks on the chart. And then if we go right to the right hand side, still the same block size, but 3 hours worth of, you know, price action. That's what you get. And we got these red blocks here, meaning they have not cemented yet because the 3 hour hasn't closed. But again, the mindset shift, think of it like a candlestick chart. It's exactly the same until that 3 hours is finished. You know, if your strategy is to wait to the close of 3 hours, then you're going to wait before going in, and you just wait on the Renko chart. Or you can have rules where you go in intra period. You can back test that as well if you like. But just wanted to show you there how, you know, the effect of changing time affects the block build, you know, over that, you know, over those different periods. Now I like to go fast with the 1 minute and then change the block size to come up with the strategy. I find that works best and takes out some of the noise, you know, or you would call it repainting issues, and that works nicely for me. But that's a couple of examples just to show you how you can start thinking of Renko charts like candlestick charts. I know some of you out there will think this is absolute garbage, but I challenge you to go away and test it yourself. It works, you know, very well for me, has done for many years. It suits my style of trading, and like I said, it's a mindset shift. If you start buying into the idea and then prove it for yourself, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. So what do you think? Let me know in the comments. Let me know how you use Renko charts. Love to hear from you. Now, at TheStopHunter, got you fully covered on the world of Renko. Got the playlist which has got so much content for you to work your way through. If you really want to get into Renko charts and learn how to do it, then my new book that has just come out that you can see over my shoulder there, Renko Chart Trading Revolution, that covers everything and even more than the content I've got on the YouTube channel. Even how to automate the risk management, the trade management, how do you get the edge in your trading. It's the complete system in there. And also we've got a masterclass, a Renko masterclass, very practical, all live online, 3rd of July. Tickets still available for that, and I will put a link, or actually a link to all of those in the description below this video. So if you've liked today's video, please give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe and bell buttons to receive future notification of content I will be producing, and a link to that playlist, the Renko playlist, coming up now.